What's up, YouTube? It's me, Tommy, aka T-Rex, and I know it's been a long time since I've posted anything to YouTube, and I apologize for that, but these are some videos that I've wanted to do for a long time now, and finally, I'll be doing them. And you might have guessed by the title already, I will be doing some top 5 of 2020 videos. This particular video is going to be the top 5 songs of 2020, and we'll also be doing the top 5 albums and the top 5 video games of 2020. Now, in a normal year, I probably would have also done my top 5 movies, but unfortunately this year I haven't seen very many new movies at all due to obviously COVID-19, theaters being shut down, and me just not really seeking out and watching any new movies on any streaming platforms. You might also be wondering why not just do a top 10, and I thought the same thing, but just looking at the list that I already had going, I felt more comfortable having a solid top 5 and then including some honorable mentions in each of these categories. And just keep in mind that this is all my opinion, so if you disagree, that's fine. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, what you change, or if my opinions are just completely trash, feel free to let me know. So with that being said, we're going to be talking today about the top 5 songs of 2020, starting off with some honorable mentions. Now, these honorable mentions I'm going to go through kind of quickly, just say a little brief note about them, and not go into too much detail, but don't worry, there'll be a lot more to be said about the top 5 songs on my list here. Alright, our first honorable mention is Wash Us in the Blood by Kanye West featuring Travis Scott. Here we just have a really hectic, fast-paced song with Kanye just sort of repeatedly calling out to God, asking to cleanse us and to save us. And then you have Travis Scott's verse that's short and sweet and very Travis Scott-like. And overall, I feel like both of these guys really delivered on their lines here, and Kanye West production, as usual, was pretty damn good, and I enjoyed the song a lot. Next, we have Ooh La La by Run the Jewels. And if you know Run the Jewels, you kind of know what you're getting here. You're getting really clean and good production that doesn't take away from the excellent rapping that both of these rappers, Killer Mike and LP, deliver. And that's pretty much exactly what this track is. Great verses from these two and a really good beat to go with it. You gotta love it. Next, we have Blind by DaBaby featuring Young Thug. This is just a very light song, really good production on this thing. DaBaby has a really good hook that Young Thug also repeats towards the end of the song, and just really good verses from both DaBaby and Young Thug. The song's just a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it, and I had to put it somewhere in my honorable mentions. Next, we have In Your Eyes by The Weeknd. This was probably my favorite track from The Weeknd's new album. It has a very 80s vibe to it. It has really good lyrics. It really hits you in the heart. It obviously, The Weeknd's vocals are incredible as they normally are, and man, this track is just great, super enjoyable, and you might be hearing more about it later on another video. Would that be the top 5 video games video or the top 5 albums video? I'm not going to spoil anything, but you might want to check that one out. Next up, we have Wishing Well by Juice WRLD. And man, I really wanted to include this thing in my top 5, but it just got squeaked out by another song. Burp break. This song has really good production, and Juice WRLD really tugs at your heartstrings with his really good vocals on this thing. And it's kind of depressing, but it has this light flair to it, and it's honestly become one of my very favorite Juice WRLD songs to this day. All right, are you ready? Because now we're getting into my top 5 songs of 2020. Starting off with number 5, Our Song by Rainbow Kitten Surprise. Now, before I talk about this song in particular, I need to tell you guys about this band. A lot of you watching this video might be thinking, who is Rainbow Kitten Surprise? I've never heard of them in my life, and I had never heard of them either until this year. I didn't start listening to them until October of this year, and they made it on my top 5 artists on the Spotify Wrapped. Seriously, once I found these guys, I was addicted. I listened to them almost exclusively for basically 2 months, and I love this band a lot. I really wanted to include one of their albums on my top 5 albums, but none of their albums came out this year, so I kind of had to make the sacrifice and put this song that did come out this year on my top 5. I don't feel bad about that. I do feel like this song definitely deserved to be in my top 5. It's a really good song and I love it, but let me just tell you guys, regardless of this song or not, check out Rainbow Kitten Surprise. I don't think you'll regret it. They're the first artist that's had a huge impact on me in a very personal way since Kanye West. So go check out Rainbow Kitten Surprise. I recommend it hugely, okay? But anyways, this song, Our Song, is one of their more rocky songs. It's a little fast-paced. It's got some breaks in it and some big swelling vocals. And overall, it's just a really fun song. Good lyrics on it. It's just really fun to jam out to every once in a while. It's short and sweet, but it's a really great track, and that's what made it to my number 5 spot on my top 5 songs of 2020. And at number 4, we have Hand Me Downs by Mac Miller off his posthumous album, Circles. Being that I was a big Mac Miller fan, I was obviously very excited to see that an album was coming out even after he had passed away. And the album Circles I did really enjoy, but this was definitely the track that stuck out to me the most and that I have continued to play the most since the album came out all the way back in January of 2020. It's just got a very simple beat, a very chill and sort of melancholy guitar. Mac Miller's rapping on this thing at his very best. It's got a very good hook on it, and overall it just has a very sad yet warm and sort of welcoming vibe to it that I just love. And man, I miss Mac Miller. I want more music, but I understand that that's very likely not going to happen. But I'm just going to cherish this album and all of Mac Miller's music for the rest of my life. And at number 3, we have Lemonade by Internet Money featuring Don Toliver, Nav, and Gunna. And man, is this track absolutely incredible. The first time I heard the song, I was blown away, I was hooked, and I was addicted. The first time I heard that beat drop and I heard Don Toliver's hook, I was absolutely mortified that a song this good could possibly exist. The production on this thing is incredible. It's probably the best produced song of the year. Don't get me wrong, it's only number 3 on my list, but it's probably the best produced song of the year. The beat on this thing is just insane, and the way that Don Toliver slides all over the hook makes the song. The verses here from Nav and Gunna are pretty good. I like Gunna's a little bit better than Nav, which is not at all surprising for me, but Don Toliver's hook is insane, and the production is incredible. If you haven't heard this song, you need to go listen to it. It is top tier music. It's definitely one of the best songs of 2020, even from anybody else's point of view. It's got to be on a list somewhere, but for me, it's number 3 on my top 5 songs of 2020. And at number 2, we have For the Night by Pop Smoke featuring Lil Baby and DaBaby. And this is probably the most fun song that I have on this list. It is incredibly fun to listen to, and I just get a smile on my face even thinking about the song because that's how much fun it is. It just has this really great bump to it. It's just one of those songs where you just gotta sort of bob your head to. And Pop Smoke delivers a great hook on this thing. Lil Baby's verse is absolutely incredible. DaBaby's verse is really good as well, and everybody just has a good time on this track. The flows are top tier. The production on this thing is wonderful. I really enjoy the beat, and this is just the song that I had the most fun listening to this year, and I can't stop listening to it, and I won't stop listening to it for a long time because that's how dang good this track is. Highly recommend For the Night. If you haven't heard it, it's definitely my favorite song off of Pop Smoke's album from this year, and obviously it's my number 2 song of 2020. And coming in at number 1, we have The Void by Kid Cudi. Now, there are a lot of things that I could say about this song, but the main thing I want to say is that this is quintessential Kid Cudi. This is the essence of what Kid Cudi's music is and means to me and to so many other people. Kid Cudi is one of those artists that a lot of people say that they have a deep connection to his music, myself included, and a lot of people even say that his music saved their lives. And if you've listened to Kid Cudi's albums, it's pretty clear why that is. And this song, The Void, is one of those songs that just shows how powerful and important Kid Cudi's music is to so many people. I mean, even if you just disregarded the verses from this song, just the hook itself is absolutely incredible and has a very powerful message to it. I mean, Kid Cudi repeating, "I will fall in the void just to avoid anything that can bring me down or with my flow," is awesome. It's incredible. It has power to it. And as soon as this song played and that first hook rolled, I was on the verge of tears. And then the song sort of comes to an end and there's this outro and Kid Cudi's just sort of floatily saying some things. And at the end he says, "It's gonna be okay. I promise you." And being this album came out at the end of 2020, which for many people has been one of the absolute worst years due largely in part to COVID-19 and tons of other things and crazy shit that has gone on this year. Man, hearing that was like this warm hug I got from one of already my favorite artists, and hearing him say "it's gonna be okay, I promise you" was just powerful. And I imagine it was very powerful for many other people. And largely in part for that reason, this song is my #1 song of 2020, The Void by Kid Cudi. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I'm gonna go record the top 5 video games and the top 5 albums video now. I'll be wearing the same shirt, so please don't judge me. If you don't know, I do stream on Twitch about 3 days a week, so go check me out there. There'll be a link in the description below. I hope you guys had a happy holidays, and I hope you have a wonderful new year, and hopefully 2021 brings us better music and it brings us just a better life altogether. Peace.